Ad Astra Boys. You know what time it is. You've heard this before. Yes, we are the Ad Astra Boys. We too voted for the Barbie movie over Oppenheimer. I am the KC Waltz, and over here on my right is the original T.I., and over here on my left is Joe Hooter. So as you can see, I am wearing the hula Malaka Mickey Maka shirt. The shirt giveaway. I went on Tuesday, was it?
Last
Friday. Man, goodness gracious, what is in this bourbon? So we showed up there. They were handing these out, and look, I got a nice little what are they, Hawaiian shirts, whatever.
Did you make a video like I asked you to?
No, because we didn't go live. I was going to go live.
Well, you could have just made a video. We could have popped it on the Facebook
maybe
page.
like a little video, like a little tour.
I am officially stupid. You're absolutely right. I am officially stupid.
Hey, look at this. I don't know.
I did take pictures.
They have like a
posted it
cool
on our website or our Facebook.
Have they put up anything new this year? I guess I don't know. If Joe would know this, or if you would know this.
I've only been to the home opener.
You know what I did notice? Our skyline, which is not a skyline, but whatever's like behind our scoreboard, I can no longer see that Gross Adams Mark whatever hotel and that other.
No?
The only two buildings. Yeah, they're like disappeared. Well, I think it was because I was on a lower level, maybe. That's what it was.
You're not used to having those good seats, huh?
Yeah, I guess not. I wondered, did they raise the whole stadium?
He's usually sitting up high, the nosebleeds.
It's not a nice. It's not an eyesore anymore, at least down there in that lower area. No, everything is still the same. It was hot as hell. I wouldn't say hot as balls, but they're pretty much equal in temperature. But I had a good time.
Did you fact check that?
That they're both
That it was hot as balls.
hot as balls and hot as hell?
Yeah.
Both
Yeah.
Temperature-wise?
Yeah.
I can Google it.
I don't know. We'll see. Well, Tony will put a X or a check mark above you.
Ding, ding. So yeah, it was pretty hot, but still ended up having fun. And then we were like, yeah, let's go ahead and leave in the seventh inning.
Oh,
and
I asked you that. And that's why you didn't answer. You big dummy.
I did answer.
He missed the walk-off home run.
It was a grand slam.
The grand
It
slam.
was a walk-off grand slam home run by Bobby
Man,
with Junior.
Bobby's on fire.
But we did watch it though, because we went to the coif. It was weird. We went to the coif. Shout out to the coiffers out there, and we hung out for the rest of the game out there and had some cheaper drinks, and we did watch it. It was
So you did get to see it from the coif.
from the coif. I sure did.
Man, you got the coif quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, from the seventh inning to the ninth inning.
Yeah.
It is kind of quick, but it's not like you're probably thinking of like when you left the Chiefs game. Like you probably just get out of the Royals game and you just like drive
And then
right out.
Nobody else.
Yeah.
was
There's
really,
So, yeah.
you're
nobody else
true
was really
there, true
leaving
there.
anyways. All right. So what other?
And you're not parking far, I wouldn't think. I think everyone would have good parking spots.
It was Friday
At the
night.
K.
They probably had a decent amount
Well,
of people there.
Oh, they did have
G
the
had,
Hawaiian shirt, so I imagine a lot of people showed up for that.
And G had a special parking pass, was like right there by the entrance. And so, I mean, we could just pull right up, and then pull right in. And then, those car commercials, you just pull right up to the front of the building. I was wondering, because you got a brand new car, why are you the only one parking right in front of the building? Anyways, I digress. So what is up with the Royals lately, man? So we're watching them literally right now on the screen over there. They've already won 6 in a row, man, and they beat the crap out of the Mets. So is it because the Mets have nobody left and they're just crappy?
Part of it.
And then there was the Twins. They put a whooping on the Twins. So they went on a 6-game winning streak. What is going on? Are they finally having some kind of chemistry?
I don't know. I'd say that. I mean, baseball is up and down. You're gonna have some hot streaks, some cold streaks. But right now, man, Bobby Witt Jr. is on fire.
He is
Yeah.
on fire.
Obviously, our pitching's been pretty solid because we held the Mets down pretty good and the Twins. I'd say right now our bats are hot.
Yeah.
That's where we're going.
I think you touched on it when you said Bobby Witt Jr., right? So when you have a guy
Yeah.
like him that's as hot as he is right now, there's that ripple effect, right? actually cascades onto his team. Like, they're-
absolutely.
just like when you see in football when the defense comes out and they have a really good play, and then so now your offense is running out to the field, and now they're a little bit more electrified. So I think that's what we have going on. We got one man in that organization right now that's raising the temperature of the entire team.
Yeah, hitting's contagious. So, I mean, once it gets rolling, it has a tendency just to keep on going.
So if you remember our World Series runs, who were our leaders there? It was Hosmer. It was Moustakas.
Yep. Salvi,
and,
obviously.
Davis.
Locane.
Yeah, Locane.
Yep.
So on this team, I'm hoping the way Bobby Witt Jr. is playing, he can actually step up next year and be an actual vocal leader.
Well, here's the thing about baseball, man. It's so, I mean, you have 9 different players. I mean, it's a true team sport. It's the most individual team sport there is. And just because Bobby Witt can come out and have an MVP season next season, and we still suck.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to put some pieces around him.
Scott Barlow was traded. Sup? Do we care?
I don't know.
He was up and down for me. He started out on my fantasy baseball team when I was paying attention for the first 3 weeks when things were going good.
Well,
And then I fell off the map. I have no idea how he's done, but
he's been doing okay. But
I've seen his point total
Right.
on fantasy, and I know he hasn't done well lately. But
yeah, he ran into some bad luck. They said if you look at the actual numbers on his the velo rate and stuff like that, hard hit balls, he's really low. He was just getting some bad luck.
Am I the only one that doesn't like when people say velo?
yeah, like when they say stuff that I don't know what he means,
Yeah.
it's like most people watching are like,
I
"What the
get
fuck's
it.
he talking
Why
about?"
don't you just say
I think-
velocity?
Let's see what else is on YouTube.
That's the new thing, man. Velo, that's what you call it.
The
bro.
velo
That's what
right
you call it.
right off the bat. The velo. Fuck's sake. Just velocity, man.
But anyway, what I was wanting to say though is we should have traded Barlow last year. We could have got a lot more for him.
Yeah, back when he was seeming to be more of a prospect.
Yes, or
yeah.
he was just last year. He was on a strong season. Man, we should. That's the Royals. They do it every time.
Yeah.
They wait too long to pull the trigger on a trade, and then they finally do trade them when they're at the very end of their contract, or they've already bottomed out.
Oh, he sounds like you're talking about Eric Gordon. But hey, we at least won one with him. But I kind of felt that way about.
Eric Gordon?
I said it wrong.
Alex Gordon.
Alex Gordon, thank you.
Well, we never traded Alex. I mean, he played here his whole career. But I'm talking more.
But
I
I'm
think we
saying
traded
that-
Eric Gordon. Yeah, we traded
Yeah.
Eric Gordon.
No, I was thinking Alex Gordon. At some point, though, I felt we held on to him too long. Is
Who's
what
the
I was
guy we
saying.
traded last year? The other Whit Merrifield.
Yeah.
I mean, we should have traded him the year prior to that too. I mean,
Yep. Speaking of which, we should have, would have, could have. What are you
that's a
thinking
lot
about Salvi? Now he's a gem. He is a Kansas City gem. He is just a favorite of everyone. But is it time, or would have been time right now to go ahead and trade him? And what could we get from him?
So I would have been okay with it.
I would have been okay with
Just
it.
at this
too.
point, I think he is ready. No chick. No, I think. We're not going to be good within the next few years, so I think it'd be
Yes,
good for him
absolutely.
to go to a contender and play some more playoff games.
Yeah. What's
I
the point
disagree.
Well, what's the point of hanging on to such a veteran like that if we're not going to be good for the next 2-3 years?
Well, here's why. He's still a draw for some Kansas City fans. If you ask anyone in Kansas City, they're probably going to tell you that he is their favorite player, right? So the question then becomes, is it worth trading the favorite player? It's probably going to be Bobby Witt Jr. after this season, I guess, right? But is it worth trading one of your favorite players? Are they really going to get the prospects that we need in return for him? I feel like maybe the time to have traded him to get real value out of him has passed.
It has. I mean, we could still got a pretty good deal out of him this year, but we'd have traded him like last year, or if we'd have traded him after his 48 home run season.
Oh, there would have
we
been
got a lot.
There would have been an uproar, man.
There
But
would have been
now-
an uproar.
That is
but
true.
Nowadays, I think
We
this
would have had our
been-
pitchforks.
I think this year would have been perfect timing to get
But
something
then-
out of him because he can go and win another championship with somebody else.
Yeah. No, yeah, I'm good with it. And they said he was good with it too.
Yeah.
But it didn't happen. So again, the Royals dropped the ball.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Anything else on the Royals?
The Royals.
Right now, they're. I think you said this earlier. They're tied up 2-2, going for 7 straight.
Fermin, I like Fermin. All of these other players that are playing right now, I'm actually enjoying them.
Yeah.
Other than
They are in the 6-game winning streak, and it's 2-2 right now, so maybe they'll get that number 7.
yeah, the entire season so far has been dull, but these last 6 games, actually, I still watch them. I know it doesn't matter anything anymore, but I'm still looking for the future. So keep it up, Royals.
Keep it up, Royals.
All right, what we got next, man?
Do we want to do some football?
No, I think we could go ahead and do some betting. What do you
Want to
think?
jump into some Risky Ray?
Risky Ray has not been here in a while, so yes, I think it's about time to have a good old Risky Ray with his risky bets. He's going to come on here. He's all settled. He's all set up. He's dancing his ass off. What you say, Risky Ray? What you got, brother?
What's up, man?
What's
What
up
you
with
guys
you?
doing?
It's been a long time, man. We try to call in. And I know it's been very, very dull, very boring sports-wise. That means it might have been boring betting-wise.
Tell me
So
about
I
it.
don't know if you had any bets as far as, I don't know, golf or soccer. But what do you say as far as baseball right now?
Braves anytime.
Braves
Braves
are
anytime.
yeah, Braves are on
Man,
fire, man.
I said that at the beginning.
I was gonna
before the
say, you said
season
that before.
started, dude. I was like,
Yeah.
I was like Braves anytime. Like seriously. And I mean, it almost never fails, dude. Almost never fails. I mean, what's his name? Is it Strider?
Strider?
Strider? Yeah. Like, okay, so, every year there's these MLB teams, right? And there's always this prolific pitcher that comes out and takes the team to the playoffs and just goes on this run, and then you're like, you just can't believe it. You're like, like this team came out of nowhere. What's going on? No,
Yeah.
pitching, man. Baseball's all about pitching.
So would you suggest as far as same-game parlay, having the Braves win and in including what?
Not the Royals.
Not the Royals.
The Rangers are a good one. I would say not the Rays. Do not pick the Rays. I've been burned by the Rays. The Rays started off hot, and then they just kind of just fell off, man. I was just so disappointed. I thought they were going to have a decent season, and next thing you know, I was like,
So if you're going to do a bet with the Braves and you want to do a little extra, what you want to do, like Acuna getting a hit or
Acuna getting a hit. You can also do, believe it or not, Acuna 2 hits. Bring in Acuna 2 hits because you'll get
That's
more
gonna
money.
jump it up,
I
yeah.
know it's gonna jump it up because dude's hitting home runs. Like, I mean, you can't really bet on home run every game unless you're doing small bets. Then you can. But honestly, I mean, like, go for the 2 bets, and if you want to solidify it,
what
throw
about
Acuna in for the bet.
Acuna for a hit and a stolen base?
I mean, what does he have? He's
50.
already at 50, right?
Yeah,
He's already
yeah.
at 50.
Shit, I don't see why not.
I know. I would say watch your opponent.
Right,
If there's a really good pitcher on the mound, you may want to stay away from that one. But if you got a so-so pitcher, subpar, maybe a little bit over 500, less than 500, then yeah, go ahead. Because that on base percentage is going to be up there.
Gotcha.
That's a nice one.
Okay, anything else on baseball bets?
Not the Royals.
Okay, so now we're going to transition over. It might be a little bit early, but what do you have as far as fantasy football? Who are your top 5 picks?
Oh, okay. So this year, actually, I do have the 4th pick. So I mean, as of right now, so I do have the 4th pick. So I've been kind of toying around on who can I get? Who's gonna be there? Do I really want to risk this much? I already know Patrick Mahomes is off the board.
So
already know.
I do know we have a little bit of a new setup here, but the camera is straight ahead, not at us.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Yeah.
I can't. Okay, I
That's
can
what I
see
was
you
saying.
guys. I can
Maybe
see
we
you
do it
guys.
there eventually. We'll see.
Yeah.
Toy around with it.
Well,
Toy
yeah,
around. Yeah.
right, yeah.
Toy around with it. I'm like, what's his name? Not Stephen A. The dude that never looks in the camera, like Jay Billish or something. He always messes
Jay Bills
around,
never
yeah.
looks in?
He never looks in the camera. Yeah, I noticed he's like
Oh,
looking.
man.
He's always looking at the wrong camera. It's not seeing them.
Right,
Not
right.
seeing them. You ain't got the lights going on.
So,
All right, so I got
hear,
the fourth pick. So I got the fourth pick, and top guys. We already know Patrick Mahomes is going.
So that's your
number
top
one.
quarterback. What's your top
Is he
running
really
back?
going number one?
What, Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah. What league is this in?
In this league, it's a big money league. It's 12-man, bonus point, no PPR.
No
So-
PPR bonus point.
So is it 6 points for a touchdown for your quarterback?
Believe so. It could be 6 or 4. Is it 4?
I want to play.
Four.
I want to play in that league if they're drafting Patrick Mahomes number one. I think.
Yeah, but here's the kicker: over 300 plus yards, over 400 plus yards, bonus points.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so that's so there's the kicker.
You have to watch what your point scoring system is because a quarterback can be a big deal in some leagues.
Yeah.
That's what I was really wondering about, like, what was the setup? I mean, and I'm not trying to talk shit, but honestly, usually if somebody like in any of the leagues we play in, if they draft a quarterback with the number one pick, we're going to laugh at them. So I guess I'm wondering why in that particular league, like I know it's a homer league too, possibly.
So in that same vein, I will tell you that tight ends outside of Travis Kelce are devalued because you have the option of starting a wide receiver or tight end.
You don't have to
Yeah.
start a tight
You
end.
don't have to start a tight end. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
So that changes it. Okay, so that's starting to make a little more sense.
Yep.
then.
And you have to draft 2 quarterbacks. And you have to draft 2 defenses, and you have to draft 2 kickers, and you always have to maintain that on your roster to keep
So
it
there
competitive.
you go. The two quarterbacks, right?
There's a lot of rules in this
So,
league.
but hold on.
Yeah.
So you have to draft 2 quarterbacks. Do you play 2 quarterbacks each week?
No, it's not.
Oh, then it's still a terrible pick at number one.
Okay, so no, Patrick
Wrong.
Mahomes
Am I
never
wrong?
turned-
Am I wrong?
Yes, you're absolutely.
Am I wrong? Like we're talking, but look, okay. As a
absolutely
show,
wrong.
anyone watching this for fantasy football, you don't pick a quarterback number one based on the metrics I heard.
Unless
That's all
he's
I'm
Patrick
saying.
Mahomes.
Unless he's Patrick Mahomes.
I think,
yes.
I think,
that.
I think
Okay.
Patrick Mahomes is the one. What's the other
I kind of get what you're saying because you want to have Patrick Mahomes, but anyone that's
'Cause you-
like,
just because you
look,
won
there's
him.
a reason I got a title in front of me. There's a reason.
Here we go.
That's not your title. So, Risky Ray.
I know, and you haven't won a title in this league.
Risky Ray. So,
I haven't played in that league.
all right, just real
Wish I
quick.
was in it.
So, you mentioned your top quarterback. Who is your top running back?
Okay, so my top running back, actually, it changes and fluctuates from
You can name
day to
2. Go
day,
ahead. Name
obviously. But the safest pick is, and the guy is doing the most production over the years, is a proven guy.
Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry.
Derrick
Okay.
Henry. Now look, I've been doing a lot of mock drafts, and Christian McCaffrey is awesome. He's amazing. You can get him. You can get him at 4, 5, 6, whatever, mid round, first round. He's great. He's actually going before Derrick Henry in a lot of drafts, but looking at the numbers and crunching it, and who's bigger. Christian McCaffrey has a history of getting hurt. Your best bet for points, consistent points over the week is Derrick Henry.
All right,
Derrick
who-
Henry over Christian McCaffrey.
Your
just
top
by
wa-
like just by this much.
Your top wide receiver.
Justin Jefferson, duh.
Okay, your top
yeah.
tight end.
Travis Kelce, no way, all day.
Okay, and your top defense.
Defense is always tough.
Defense is tough. So 49ers is the number 1 defense this year, followed by the Bills. But I will tell you, I'll give you 3 defenses that are awesome. I probably shouldn't be talking about this, but I'll go ahead and say it because
Just do it.
everybody knows anyway.
Nobody's watching.
There's probably like
You got to go with a
107
defensive mind coach, Bill Belichick. So Patriots are up there. They were the number 1 defense last year. Philadelphia Eagles,
Really? That's
always a
surprising.
sneaky. Yep.
I had no
Philadelphia
idea.
Eagles, always a sneaky pick.
Eagles are gonna be good defense.
And Diggs for the Cowboys. Cowboys are a good defense.
All right,
Yes, whatever.
Risky Ray, before you go, give me 1 sleeper, maybe 2. Do you want to share it?
No.
No. Okay.
Okay, actually, I will. I'll give you 1 sleeper. Calvin Ridley.
Oh, did you
I
see him
love
working
Calvin
out?
Ridley.
Did you see him working out?
Oh, yeah.
His workouts looked amazing.
What team is he on right now?
The Jaguars.
The Jags.
Yes, he's been away for almost 2 years,
years.
now. 2 years, and he has an amazing. Like he has one of the better what I would say is easily a top 5 quarterback in the league.
Fantastic.
So
That's good.
before you go,
Lawrence is
Top
definitely a
5,
sleeper.
top
Yeah,
5. I put him top 5 for sure.
He's top
before
5.
you go, Risky Ray, you said you had pick number 4.
Yeah.
Who are you targeting at pick number 4? And hold on, before you answer that, what pick does Anissa have?
She's behind me. She's,
Okay, so
she's
you're
behind
safe-
me.
you're safe with Tulsa
yeah,
number 4.
I'm safe. Yeah, exactly. If Justin Jefferson's there, I'm going to take Justin Jefferson.
Do you
for
think
sure.
he'll be there?
Maybe. Cooch. Cooch is there. I don't know if Cooch watches this, but he be doing some dumb shit. And
We love having people like that in our league. We love having people like that in our league.
Coochie's real name is
Esteban.
Esteban Ramirez.
Esteban, actually.
Esteban Ramirez.
So I'm also flirting with Travis Kelce, Christian McCaffrey. I'm getting away from Christian McCaffrey though. And then who's my other guy? Derrick Henry's in there. Jamar Chase was in there. Jamar Chase was my number one. But since Joe Burrow, that's concerning. So I don't know what that's going to be. So Jamar Chase actually fell really far for me.
Okay.
There's one more guy. Cooper Kupp's up there.
He's hurt.
He is hurt. Yep, he is hurt. But he's still up there. I mean, he's still gonna. I mean, it's still early. There's one more guy. I said Trav, Christian McCaffrey, Justin Jefferson, and then Derrick Henry. Yeah, that's
Nick
it.
Chubb?
That's it. No, Nick Chubb's later. If I decide to go, later, take another pick, then yeah, I'm gonna take Nick Chubb. Nick
All
Chubb
right.
is there for sure.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, man. If you guys don't have any other questions, Risky Ray, if you don't have anything else, we appreciate you coming on the show once again and giving your fine wisdom.
I got one more for you. Jags winning the South. I think I said that last time, but Jags winning.
I like the Jags for the South. I'm with you on that.
All right. Well, you suckers heard it here. Man, where's your theme music? There it is. All right, you heard it here. Risky Ray with his risky picks. It's up to you if you want to get that or not. All right. Well, what do we have coming up next? What do you guys want to talk about now? Straight to the Chiefs?
Chris Jones.
Chris Jones. So, we come to you today. We come to you right now to let you know that Chris Jones has not been signed yet. He's been losing thousands and thousands of dollars not showing up for camp.
50 of thousands of dollars each day.
50 of thousands and thousands
Something like
of
that.
dollars.
Yeah.
So with J.C. Harmon math, that's like a lot. And so
Right.
it's like, okay, what the fuck? But I know it's going to happen, but I thought it was going to happen prior to this. I thought it was already going to be a done deal, but I think Chris Jones realizes, shit, I'm not going to win this motherfucker. So he tweeted a very
Cryptic tweet.
cryptic tweet that says, man, all things, let me see, I wrote it down here. All good things must come to an end.
Yes,
So
that's what
I'm
he
thinking
said.
he's talking about his nice summertime. You
Yeah.
know,
No, he's talking about vacation, summer vacation.
right? Yeah, he was on vacation. Maybe he went to Cozumel or something, and all things must come to an end.
Or it's a relationship.
Because he has to come back to work. So I think it's settled. I think he's done. What do you think, Joe?
I think. I mean, he's going to come back. I mean, he's not going to sit out the season. That's just stupid. He's going to lose millions and millions of dollars.
True.
So maybe he just doesn't want to go to training camp. He's just like, man, I'll just hang out, try to, squeeze a little bit more juice out of this.
Nobody ever wants to go to training camp. And then I heard it's like hell right now. This is where they fuck with them mentally, and the most difficult part of the training camp.
So, question: Chris Jones, he had an extension before, right?
Yeah, he's doing make
we,
$20 million.
we tagged him, right?
So I don't know if
We
you.
tagged
No,
him before.
he is on his contract.
Yeah. So I don't know if you
year.
guys remember, there was kind of this back and forth the last time where he was tweeting out stuff. Where, so I feel like they're kind of playing that game, right? And so I feel like Chris Jones is really putting on that pressure right now. But my inside sources have shared with me that they're actually pretty far apart on the number, right? So we know Aaron Donald is the number one. Paid person at his position, so he wants to be number two. We're hearing that number is 30 million, right? And I know we've already talked about that. The number I hear, and I don't know how true this is or not, but the number I hear that the Chiefs are throwing out there is 24 to 25 million
For 3 years.
I don't know about the years, but I know about the number.
Hold on. So the guy from the Jets, didn't he get 26 million? Is that what his number was?
Quentin Williams?
Yeah. What was his number? Anyway,
If they got 26, then I don't trust my source as much anymore. But
maybe he had 24 because
Yeah.
didn't he have like 4 years, 96 million?
Yeah, something like
Yeah,
that.
maybe it was 24.
Yeah.
I think Chris Jones should be up in the 27 million at least.
so he
27.
just turned 29 in July. So he easily has 3 good years out of him, I would say, right?
Oh,
What do you
hell
think?
yeah. Yeah, well, God forbid, barring any kind of injury, but no, he's a destroyer, especially on our defense. It doesn't pick up. Don't worry about
And
it.
hold on, and here's another new note that just came in today that probably helps Chris Jones. Maybe the defensive end. I don't know how to say his name. The guy we just signed from the 49ers. He's out. He's out for 6 games.
That is true. Yes. But we when we signed him, we knew about the situation.
Well, we knew about the situation, but we didn't know it was going to be 6 games.
Okay, so that's what I was curious because they had to know there was going to be probably some type of punishment.
Yeah, they knew something was coming, but listen to this real quick. So he got 6 games. It was a misdemeanor domestic violence. Okay. Kamara got 3 games, and he had a felony.
Yeah, that's kind of messed up.
I'm like, how do they judge? Like,
I
how
saw
do they do
that.
this? How do they do this? I don't understand how they hand out games and suspensions. It's like, it seems really weird.
It's weird how they. Yeah, you're right. It's almost.
They're just like,
I was going to say it's based on the
wall.
outrage,
I
but
think-
that doesn't make sense
I
either.
think it is. I think what it is domestic violence is almost zero tolerance kind of thing compared to whatever that felony was. What was it?
Oh, he just beat some dude's ass in a hotel room. So,
Yeah,
like,
see,
well, not in a
yeah.
hotel room, but
it was at the
in a lobby
casino
or something. They was
yeah.
getting on a elevator.
Yeah, they fought or something. Yeah, but
Well-
when it comes to domestic violence, everybody, I think ever since that
I don't know if I'd call it a fight. They just
was
beat
it
that
Ray
dude's
Rice
ass.
that knocked out his wife in the
Oh.
elevator?
Ray
Girlfriend?
Rice.
Was it a wife or a girlfriend?
Don't-
Fiance, maybe?
They did get married, but they
It
were not
was.
married at the time.
They were not, and then all of a sudden they got married, and she supported him, whatever. Because
He dragged her ass out of there like a caveman.
Well, because she was knocked out. He had
But he dragged her by her hair.
yeah, like
people want to use this elevator, girl. Come on.
that was the power of video because he
Yeah.
got 2-game suspension until the video came out, and then man,
And they were like, "Get the fuck out of here!"
Hey man, these athletes, they're scary people, man. So when you see them
dude, I'll tell
inflict
you-
violence on somebody, it just seems
football
so
players,
bad.
dude, football players you have to be half crazy to play in the NFL.
Yeah.
I mean the beating they take, the head hits, man.
It's true.
I'm just thinking back to high school football. I'm like, man, these motherfuckers are crazy. I
And
couldn't
the
even-
anxiety that you would have playing, like you got to be
Yeah.
somewhat crazy to deal with that better, I would think, right?
Yeah, man, it's just like
We've
and
heard some
then,
Emmett Smith stories.
You have them like act all crazy and go play football, whatever, do this, and then you just want them to come back and we'll be normal now. It doesn't really work that way.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, they're wired different.
So what's the word from the camp? Who's having good
Chris Jones?
times?
Oh.
Who's having bad times?
I know the Justin
Justin
guy.
Ross?
Yeah, he's
Oh,
the
yeah?
camp. He's the camp darling, as they call it.
He sure is. Yeah. He's blowing it up out there.
So it's a big deal. Are they going to keep 7 wide receivers? I think it's down to the last spot's going to be the Watson guy or the Justin Ross.
Some people are saying they don't see Justin Ross on the roster, but that's weird. He's having a fucking great camp.
No, they're tripping. I'm pretty sure he's going to be on the roster. I don't understand where they're coming. I see him. I see Rashee Rice, obviously.
Well, it's just going to be it's a numbers game. Like, do they have enough spots to keep 7 receivers?
I know.
Yeah.
Especially if they want to keep 4 tight ends, and then
Yeah,
has to be
so
some give somewhere.
over under real quick on Chris Jones. When do you guys think he will actually be back in camp?
oh man, I will say
think-
he'll play in the first game.
I think he'll be signed by the last preseason.
Yeah. So I mentioned this in a text, and just to kind of bring it up real quick, right? So I do think one of the concerns that we have is a lot of people, it may not be as easy as we think, right? Because we have a lot of younger players that are, I would consider them studs right now. Creed Humphrey, Trey Smith, you got Nick Bolton, one of my favorite defensive players.
Snead.
Snead. They're going to need to have their contracts reworked here in the future as well. So I think a lot of times when you hear people say, man, you got to sign Chris Jones, what the hell are you doing? I feel that same way, but at the same time, man, I'm sure there's a lot of
You can be smart about
innuendo. Like, yeah, you're probably right about that. So, but I think that's what's stalling us right now.
Is the era of the fullback gone?
Yes.
The running back? I think
Fullback.
So. Oh,
Fullback.
fullback, yes.
Fullback.
And they're after the running backs now.
Yeah.
Their money anyways.
Now even the running backs, I think now, man, when you get a rookie running back, and you pay him the rookie.
So no, I was
signings.
talking to Willie Wishes, and he was telling me that he was thinking that in the new agreements that the running backs are going to have to do something off their rookie year. I mean, like either can get more running backs can get more, or they have a shorter contract, so they can get that next contract when they're still in their prime, not when they're they were about a year out.
But that's the future. What are we talking
have
about
to get
now
there in
with these
negotiations,
veterans?
right?
Josh Jacobs, Barkley,
Dude.
Jonathan Taylor.
So you know what's crazy about this, right? So you had Josh Jacobs last year. He led the NFL in rushing, right? He had 1,653 yards. He couldn't get the extension that he wanted. So right now we have him sitting out, right? You had
Is he sitting out right now?
Yeah, he's still sitting out. Yeah. Yes, Saquon Barkley, he was, I think, 4th. He had like 1,300 rushing yards. And let's be honest, like Daniel Jones got paid there, but anyone that watched the Giants will tell you that Saquon Barkley got them to where they were
absolutely.
at, right?
Yeah.
And then you also have Dalvin Cook, right? He went to his 4th straight Pro Bowl. So 4 years in a row to the Pro Bowl, had his healthiest season with the Vikings. They cut his ass. So you're looking at the best of the best running backs right now. Yeah, like they're telling him get on down the road, basically.
So the running back position is being devalued greatly. It's and it's because they don't want to pay the running back so they can play someone like Chris Jones, or you have to pay your quarterback $50 million a year.
Yeah,
and
you said it before. The running backs are a lot more interchangeable than those other positions.
I mean, you just look at our running back situation with the Chiefs: Pacheco, McKinnon, and the other guy, Clyde.
The other guy.
I said the other guy on purpose because he's out the door anyway.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm hearing actually they're definitely going to be holding on to him, and he.
I heard the same thing too.
He might be the number 2.
But those are three different kind of runners. They're all interchangeable, and it works well for us.
And I think it's because of the style of the way Pacheco runs. They know that he could be injury prone with the way he just runs through there like a madman.
Yeah.
So I feel like they're going to hold on to those 3. I think we'll have him, McKinnon, and Pacheco this year.
I mean, well, this year, but about next year.
Oh, yeah.
Clyde
I'm not thinking about next year just yet.
Why don't you slow it down there, Joe Hooters? One fucking season at a time, bro.
My bad.
All right, you're not the fucking GM. So last night was the first NFL game that doesn't count of the season.
Yeah. It doesn't
Nobody
count 'cause no one played.
fucking
Yeah. Yeah. It's like,
Aaron Rodgers
gonna
didn't
play in that
play.
shit.
That fucking idiot and the Browns didn't play. I didn't recognize anyone who fucking played. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I missed you so much. So I was excited about it, but nobody fucking played that I recognized.
What do they do? Hand the ball off a lot?
They threw it, but it was just fucking boring.
Go ahead.
So here's some very interesting news. I thought was great. What's his name? Sean Payton and Aaron Rodgers going at him.
First of all, Sean Payton, bro. I mean, you're too old for that shit.
He went
Come
scorched
on.
earth on Hackett.
At first
man.
I was like, okay, I get it, but he just kept on and kept on. Leave the fucking guy alone. He had a shitty year.
A lot of people were like, man, he broke the code.
You pretty much did.
Yeah,
You're
like,
supposed to be a professional leader. That's what your job is. And for you to talk shit about somebody else that's no longer there, come on, man.
It sounded personal to me. It sounds like he's got a
Almost
little
did.
bit bad.
Do they have
he's
history
got,
or something?
I feel like he's got some negative energy towards Hackett. Because it's odd for him to
think
come in
he's
and
just-
just trash his predecessor.
well, I think he's just trying to
Or the guy
build up some
before him,
hype.
rather.
Yeah, the guy before him, he wants to build this hype up like, hey, yeah, we sucked last year, but we're turning it around. They're like, that coaching staff was trash.
But that's not the way to do it. That's terrible.
No. It was bad.
If that was the reason. But if he had a real beef with Nathaniel Hackett, I ain't mad at him for it. If he had a real legitimate beef. But I've never heard of it.
I don't think they even know each other, really. Because I know Hackett said
kinda bad.
he's never met him.
Oh, well, that's pretty awful then. It's a pretty shitty thing to do to a person.
I don't know if I
Hey,
why is he
so,
talking shit on you?
You know, I know we've talked shit on Aaron Rodgers on here, but he stuck up for his coach.
Dude, that
it
was
makes
great.
me yes,
That was great.
dude.
I loved
He's swinging me over
He
to
pulled
his
a Will
camp,
Smith.
man. Hey, it's making me like Aaron Rodgers a little more now, man.
Yeah.
He is doing some other things.
Keep
this
my
spring
coach's
training.
name out of your motherfucking mouth.
Yeah, dude. And you know what? They play week 4. And did you see what the coach of the Steelers, Tomlinson?
I did not.
Tomlin. He was like
Mike Tomlin.
He was like, I hope it's a standalone game, so I want to watch that game.
Yes.
I
yeah.
want to be able to watch that game.
That's going to be great
Oh,
and
man.
entertaining.
It is going to be pretty entertaining. It probably won't live up to the hype, but
They never do, but sometimes they do. Pretty nice when it does.
Eagles
never know.
against the Broncos? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, not Eagles.
Jets.
Jets against the Broncos.
the Jets are probably going to be pretty good.
Dude,
this
I think the
year.
Jets are going to look pretty. I mean,
Oh,
his
man.
wide receiving crew, but I'll still go back to it's Aaron Rodgers.
I think he's going to do well, actually.
They
I'm
had,
changing my tune on Aaron Rodgers.
They had Cook in there for a visit. He didn't sign.
He did not
but-
sign. Everyone thought he was.
Yeah, they thought that was a.
I thought it was a done deal, too. I think I texted you guys. Dalvin Cook's going to the Jets.
Yeah, everybody said that. Okay.
So, rumor is he's going to be visiting soon the Dallas Cowboys and I think Miami Dolphins.
So I've heard that he really wants to go to the Dolphins, but they're not offering a good contract.
No.
So he's
Okay.
trying to press these other teams to up Miami's offer. Was my inside source, T.I.
Hey, it's good to have an inside source.
Yes, it is.
I
Get
don't
that
think you
scoop.
have an inside source. I think you just Google shit.
Yeah, well, you know, inside source.
Oh,
think I have
okay.
a lot
The
of
inside source
real
is Google.
quicks.
Google knows
Yeah.
a lot of shit.
Yeah, Google
Google
knows a lot
knows
of shit.
everything.
Some people Google better than others.
Yeah, yes, they do.
All right, next up, you want to talk about the quarterback? Brief summary?
Yeah, we can, but I wanted to ask you guys, did you hear about Mahomes refusing to give a kid an autograph at a golf tournament?
I did not.
So,
I saw the
yeah,
video, too.
It was a while. It was during the when it was on
I think
TV.
it was, yeah, I think it was probably happened, about a month ago,
Yeah.
3
Is that
weeks
the one
ago.
that was him and Travis
Yeah,
playing against
yeah.
the other
Yeah.
two?
And I think we talked about this a little bit on maybe not this exact thing, but I mean, they can't sign every single thing that everyone
So-
asks them things over and over and over. You have to have like.
Right.
Could you imagine if someone come in and ask you constantly, "Hey, can you sign this?" Can you
Dude,
sign
but this was in the middle of the golf tournament. So he was up there, he was getting ready to hit a shot, and so the kid that's standing there close to them, he's like, "Hey Patrick, when you're done here, can I get your autograph?" And Patrick just turns and looks at him. He's like, "I can't make everybody happy." Right? And then so the dad jumps in. He's like, "Well, you can make one kid happy." And then Patrick's like,
So-
"And then I'll make the other 99 unhappy."
Yeah.
They was kind of going back and forth, man.
So
it was
are
a
you
little
are you-
cringy.
Are you saying that?
The parent and the son that was a little cringy. They should have left Mahomes alone.
Okay, that's
Yes.
that's what. Yes. And I'm with that too. It's like sometimes they gotta say no, man. They can't. They can't sign every.
make
kid
everybody
that comes
happy.
in. Yeah,
That's
and he had a
awesome.
good point when he said, "Well, what about the other 99 that's going to come in after you?"
Yeah, yeah,
As soon as he said, not right now, I would have said, ooh.
yeah. Like,
Just shut the fuck up.
Dang it!
how
Like,
terrible
dang it.
would you feel, right? You have your opportunity to talk to Patrick
He
Mahomes,
said, "Not right now."
Me and Trav.
but we all know we wouldn't bother that man while he's playing a damn golf game. We'd be like, "Hey, dude, let's try to be smooth and see if we can run him to him at the clubhouse naturally."
Right,
you know what I
right,
mean?
yeah.
We'd try to plan this shit out. But
So, all right.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a good one. I didn't know that. I didn't see
Oh
that
yeah,
video.
so and then Joe Burrow's out. He's going to be sidelined. We don't know for how long. Cooper Kupp is out. So fantasy footballers, take note of that.
Here's some more drama in the NFL. Jonathan Taylor.
Oh yeah, we almost forgot about
Man,
Jonathan Taylor,
yeah,
man.
Jonathan
What
Taylor.
did so? I heard that Jim Irsay was trying to do him dirty. Can you explain that?
So something happened like in his physical. They say his back was hurt.
Yeah.
From like not a football
Yeah, they're like,
activity.
"Oh, no, you know,
and he's like,
he's
I don't
not
know-
playing right
he's
now."
Like, I don't know what you're talking about. My back is fine.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
But the reason they did that because if he is hurt outside of football, they don't have to pay a certain amount of his.
Oh,
Contract.
because they could IR him.
No, they can just say you got hurt over here outside of football. We don't have to pay
Yeah.
this percentage of your contract.
Okay. So the rumor I heard is that I don't know if it's a rumor, but that they tried to IR him, right? And by IRing him, that he wasn't going to get paid. So maybe what I heard maybe wasn't
Well, maybe that's
because what you're
true.
saying makes sense.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, man, it just sounds like a bunch of drama. Like, and another situation where they don't want to pay him because he's a running
True.
back.
and he's demanding a trade.
Yeah,
He had he had about 800 some odd yards last year. I think he
was
had
hurt-
about
he was hurt a lot.
okay.
yeah.
So he didn't play the full season.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they just made up some shit, and he's like, what? I didn't know
Yeah.
my back was killing me.
So
were
now
like,
he's demanding.
man.
Yeah, he's demanding a trade. I don't think he wants to go back.
he's
there.
not gonna get traded. But it sounded like they were just trying to make shit up to not have to pay him.
dude. And for real,
Fucking Irsay family.
Jim Irsay looks like the dude that would do that shit too.
Yeah,
because
man.
that's what it was too, and that's what
It's about the power.
That's what
Power.
pissed off Jonathan Taylor, because he was the one owner that came out when all these running backs were getting pissed, rightfully so. To be honest, I would be too if I was a running back. And he's the one that came out. Is like, this isn't right. They're operating in bad faith. We already went to the table with this. I think it's called the CBA. I might be getting that wrong, but so by him crossing that line, man, he did himself a big disservice. So he brought on the drama.
It's always like when the owners get too much involved, kind of like Jerry Jones is always out there. It's like, come on, man.
Man, it's best for them just to be quiet and be unseen.
Yeah, hire someone to do the job. You know, don't.
It goes back to what you say. It's not that power. Once you have so much money, then they want influence. They want power. Some of them want to be on camera. They want to be involved.
Yeah, I hear you.
All right, so let's move over to the quarterback episodes.
Quarterback. That series was pretty awesome.
Dude, I did you notice like towards the end it kept on like okay, all right, sorry.
Anissa,
let me
meatloaf.
Can
I get some ice?
let me
I
start.
can't get off camera. We're running right here.
And
Sorry,
don't talk
buddy.
so loud over there.
Shut the fuck up, Joe. That's why you've been muted. Now you're fucking grounded. So he is number 2, right? Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm still not getting no ice.
Yeah. So Mariota, this dude, he got sat, all right, for the right reasons. He couldn't get it done. And then as soon as he got, excuse me, young lady, your darkness, so I can get some ice too. As soon as, all of a sudden he has to have some kind of fucking surgery just out of nowhere.
Where did I get that beer? Can you turn me back on?
T.I.?
I brought the last 2 beers from home.
All right.
Can you believe this? He brought 2 beers from home.
Yeah, I told him that earlier.
Didn't we ask him to bring beer?
I didn't see
I
that
did.
text
He
until I was
ignored
here.
my fucking text, so I was like, I'll get you some
And he
beer,
brought
man.
it 12, so there, everybody wins.
So, okay.
We're talking about the
I'm talking
quarterback.
about, I'm talking, yeah.
Quarterback. To the quarterback.
Marcus Mariota, he got set. He was on the bench. And then look what happens. All of a sudden he had to have some kind of fucking surgery. It was like, okay, you gave up, bro. You quit on the fucking, so you were supposed to be number 2. Now you're supposed to be there for your team. Look, I got sat down for a reason. I wasn't getting it done. But you know what? I'm going to be there for my fucking team. I'm going to be there for this next kid that's up there to win these games.
He did not do that.
He fucking
He was
gave
a bad
up.
teammate.
He
Yes.
was terrible.
Yeah, and I may have this wrong, but I want to say that one of the excuses he uses is he didn't want to be a distraction, and I don't know if he really said it, but if he did say that, like, bro, no one's paying attention.
No,
He'd be a
he made
dick,
it
but
seem
no
like
one was
the
paying
team-
attention to you, bro, at this point.
The team didn't even know he fucking had to have surgery or whatever. He tried to make it seem like the team told him that
Like he almost went AWOL on him.
that he was going to be preparing for the next season, whatever. And now he's a backup to
The Jets.
Aaron Rodgers.
The Jets.
Get the fuck out of here! I did not like
No,
that shit at all.
no.
So,
He's not. He's a backup in Philadelphia.
Oh,
Philadelphia.
okay, hurts. Okay, so
Yep.
I'm thinking, all right. So all these episodes, I've noticed that he seems like a really nice guy. Seems like a really nice guy, but he seems dumb. Does that make sense?
Marcus Mariota?
Marcus Mariota.
We
He's
talked about
dumb.
this, in previous episodes, how like Mahomes and Cousins looked like they were like on their
On
shit.
it.
And
On
he was
that
just like
shit.
struggling with.
That's what I was wondering. So
Yeah.
is it that he's dumb? Are most quarterbacks kind of like Mariota, being a little bit confused during the week? Or is it that Kirk Cousins and Mahomes are just up here with the way they're able to do
I
things
think Marcus
that compared next to them and made Mariota look really dumb?
In his college career, I think it was much more simple, and he was more of a
true.
running quarterback.
Okay.
And he couldn't fucking get away with that shit in the NFL.
I think you're right.
He was thrown. He was bad.
You know what? Because I think if you come into a game feeling uncertain, right, you're not going to play as good. And so I think that's a good point. So in college, it was simpler. One of the things we seen is just how much anxiety he had literally just practicing, rehearsing plays with his wife.
Here's a point. Like some of these players, they're so good. Like coming up in high school and college that they don't even have to try that hard. They're just that much better than everybody.
Yeah.
But then when you get to the NFL, like
You have to think.
everybody is the best person
Yeah.
ever on their team in college. So it's
Like-
like
like
you have
that
to go
one
to that
play.
extra step. And
Like
he can't take that extra step to be elite.
Patrick Mahomes said we were in the wrong fucking formation, but I went ahead and played anyways because I saw somebody bite. I think he was talking about a safety or whatever. So I was like, he said, fuck it. We're just going to run it. I know where I'm going. You know why? Because he read that defense. Mariota, and there's plenty of other quarterbacks in this league that cannot read defenses. All they do is fucking run. And after a while, that shit gets old. You can't be running in the NFL just like you used to back in college. And so, damn it, I had another point earlier when Joe was talking. I was trying to say it, but then he cut me off. I should have fucking muted you. All right, so what?
No, so I mean, we're
episodes?
talking about Mariota. So
Episodes,
obviously the
yeah.
other two in there, right? So just quick notes for some of them, right? So we had episode 1. I think the big takeaway from there was Kirk Cousins was explaining how he feels that he's nearing the end. So he has this attitude that he has to win here in the next 3 to 4 years. So definitely a team I'll be watching. They still got the pieces to do it. He has Jefferson, right? They're losing Dalvin Cook, but as we know, a lot of running backs can kind of come in and fill that void. So we'll see how that works out.
I like Kirk Cousins.
I do,
'cause
man.
He's spiritual, and you know what? When he goes home, he goes home.
Yeah.
He leaves that shit behind. And I know it still bothers him, whatever, but I like the way he plays. He has a strong arm. He's smart. That's why he's successful there.
Yeah. The other thing we learned about Kirk Cousins, right, was how much pain he can deal with. We had that game.
Man,
I think we
was
talked about
crazy,
episode
yeah.
3, right, where it was called Kings of Pain. Well, that was against the Bills. Do you guys remember? I mean, he was getting fucked up, man. It was just hit after hit after hit. They couldn't protect him. And what was he? You could probably explain better, right? Was he wheezing or what was going on with his ribs exactly?
We probably couldn't
Was it
breathe,
like
man.
was it cracked
It's
or I
cartilage.
forget if it was cracked or what
So
the actual
between each rib, there's some cartilage, and it was just bruised. And he got hit again in the same spot, and it's like, fuck. And it's hard for somebody to breathe when you got because your ribs expand every time you breathe. You have no idea what it does until you're injured. Every time he breathed, his cartilage was just it was very hurtful.
Yeah, so he was a straight G for that one. I think episode 4 was another cool one. It was called Mind Games. That's when we were just talking about it, how they practice the week leading up to the game. All the
We talked about
the
that
plays in the
episode.
last episode. Yeah, so we're just kind of summarizing the entire series. We talked about Mariota in the last episode as well. So
No, not him quitting on his fucking team.
I guess we didn't. That was a little bit later.
No, we're more talking about Mariota, how he just wasn't on the same level as Kirk Cousins and Patrick Mahomes.
Right. So, but this is for anyone that didn't see that episode. So episode 1, 3, and 4, those are, some of the better episodes. And then I thought episodes 7 and 8, which we have not talked about at all. Episode 7, I think, was called Win or Go Home. That was where Cousins lost in the playoffs. And then this was probably one of the most exciting episodes, if you're a Mahomes fan, right? Because I believe, wasn't that the one where we limped off the field against the Jaguars?
Who, Mahomes?
Yeah, Mahomes. I think that was
Yeah.
episode 7. And then that episode, they also showed his rituals. Remember his pregame rituals that they were showing that
he
I
has
love
to stand
that
at the
part.
30-yard line.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he has he throws on a hoodie. He listens. He was actually listening to the theme song of the opposite team, which was who was that? Was that Cincinnati Bengals
No,
song?
it was the Eagles.
You're going to the
Fly.
Super Bowl, but yes,
The Fly
yes.
Eagle Fly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Fly,
he
Eagle, Fly.
loved that shit. And he was singing it word for word because I
He was
know
like-
it's their
well,
song,
he was
but
like- he
it's
was-
hyping me up.
Yeah, he was like,
Yep.
I listen to this every week, and then now it just happens to we're playing the Eagles.
Yeah, so it was a song that he has been using, but now they're playing the Eagles. He's like,
Isn't
all
that
right.
some weird shit?
He was going to skip it because they were playing the Eagles, but when they started playing it, he was like, okay.
He uses to hype himself up every single game the Eagles theme song.
Well, I don't think it's their theme song.
Well, it's somebody's rap song or whatever
Yeah.
of the Eagles. Yeah.
Yeah, but
We should look that up.
No, so I thought that was really cool, just seeing his pregame rituals, just seeing because I felt like you got a really good glimpse of his personality outside of the game of football with his teammates, just in that moment, like with the training crew and all that stuff, right? And I think for other people that watched it that don't know Patrick Mahomes, I think it probably endeared them to Patrick Mahomes. I think with the quarterback series, he gained a massive following that he might. I mean, he already had a big following, but it had to have grown after this series because if I'm watching it and if I'm not the Chiefs, I would think, honestly, I wish that was our quarterback.
Yeah, I trust Andy Reid, Coach Reid.
That's one of your better impressions. It's not
I'm
great.
getting better
but,
at it.
It's a little loud, but I'm just gonna throw that out there.
which is the one that's horrible that we like stop doing that. Which
Sam Elliott.
Morgan Freeman, Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott, but there's
Ford
one
trucks.
that's
Quit talking about this because he's gonna keep doing.
there's one that we're like, dude, you have to stop.
Right. No, the Mickey's the one you do best. But so we talked about how tough Kirk Cousins is, but honestly, dude, there's nobody tougher than Patrick Mahomes. If you didn't watch episode 7, episode 8, and you want to see what quarterback made, like, I don't know how
When
they
they
even
took him-
describe how badass he is.
when they were taking him out, and he was saying, "No, fuck no, fuck no,
Dude, he almost sounded. Dude,
no,
he sounded like a kid being pulled away from the video. Like, dude, but I love. Would you shut up, Waltz? But I fuck.
It's Patrick
But
Mahomes.
okay, shut up, Patrick. But dude, just like how much? Like he almost sounded like he was gonna cry.
yeah, like he was going to stop his feet."
He was about to cry,
he
man.
was
That's
stop
how
his feet,
bad he wanted to be in that game because we talk about this.
And I love that.
He
I love
wants
that,
to be
man.
known as the best player ever. So he knows how important it is when you get that close to being able to go to a Super Bowl.
Yep.
I think he knew he was willing to cut his leg off, bro.
Yeah, he's all clapping on the sideline.
I'm ready to go in. It's a high ankle sprain.
If you could lower the volume on that one, man.
Yeah,
it's
man.
kind of it's not awful,
But it's not great.
but the volume is too high. The volume. That's what it's about. The volume.
It is about the
Elliott.
volume. Yes.
Roadhouse.
But no, there's no other quarterback that has the mental strength that Patrick does. No other quarterback would have went out there running on a bum ass whatever he had in that moment. Like they would have shut it down. I don't think any other quarterback in the league would have tried to play.
Yeah.
Only one Patrick Mahomes.
I mean, you see that over. There's been a few instances. I don't know.
Instances.
There you go.
Instances.
Of that happening, but yeah, man, Patrick Mahomes is a beast.
All right. So before we get to the UFC, there was a big fight this weekend. I missed it, but I did watch the highlights. Errol Spence. Am I saying that right? Earl? Is it Errol?
Errol?
I think it's
I don't know
Errol.
how you say
Errol
it.
Spence versus Terrence Crawford. So I want to ask a question to you, Joe, because I know you tweeted, or you didn't tweet us, but you texted us, right? Yeah. And I think you asked if we watched this fight. And I don't say this to talk shit, just because I feel like, I don't feel like we know a lot about boxing.
I really wanted to watch this one. I saw all the hype to it, but I think I was somewhere. I couldn't watch it.
Yeah. So how much did you guys know about Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford before this fight?
0.
Okay. Hey, and I'm glad you guys are, because for real, I knew nothing about him either. I do remember hearing those names, but I didn't know they were both champs. I didn't know that they had this upcoming
All
fight.
I heard, they were both undefeated.
I'm kind of surprised I missed that I just completely missed it, right? So you watched the fight, Joe?
I watched the highlights. I watched Spence getting his ass beat.
I saw that
down,
too.
dude.
Good God,
he
that
got
dude
beat
was
down.
whooping on him.
Like
He tried to hold his own, but it was
they were both
embarrassing.
undefeated. They'd both never been knocked down, but it was lopsided
was
as fuck.
bad.
Yeah,
Lopsided as
man.
fuck.
Oh,
Yes.
dude.
So what I heard is because Errol Spence is kind of one-dimensional, right? And so he's usually able to wear people down with his pressure. And so obviously he tried this, and Crawford was a little bit just too skilled, right? And just outboxed him.
So he was
right?
he's running into that jab too much, man.
Yeah. And I heard that he just wasn't trying to make any type of adjustments. You know, he was just like, oh, well, eventually I'm going to land in. So, yeah. So we'll see Terrence Crawford.
That's back to the fact of he was so good at what he did that he could beat average people. But when he came up against another champion, that one-dimensional fighting this dude was like, nope.
Yeah.
I got your number.
But here's why I think in about a month no one's even going to be talking about either one of them is boxing, and we said this before. Waltz has definitely said it. Is that and they got too many fucking titles? They have too many weight classes. I mean, one weight class could have 3 different champions depending on it was the IBF, the IBA, or whoever. So I'm kind of out on boxing unless it's one of those spectacle sports coming up or one of those matches. You know, I would have watched this had I known about it. But we do have another fight coming up tomorrow. I'm actually excited about it. Do you guys know who is fighting tomorrow?
Diaz and which one is it?
The problem child, Jake Paul.
Yeah, I'm.
I know
actually
Walt's is
pretty
excited.
into it. I actually am.
So I did hear about this, and
Crack
Jake,
stream.
Jake Paul has made a $10 million offer to fight him
Ooh.
MMA.
I was shocked by that.
No shit.
He
Yes.
did. He did
I
straight
want,
up.
I want him to get his ass kicked in the MMA because boxing, yeah,
Dude.
I'm hoping Diaz is a better boxer than his other opponents.
Well, I think Jake Paul's a lot bigger than Diaz. Is that right?
Yeah.
he's fucking huge.
Yeah. So, but before you guys got here today, I was watching ESPN, and they're talking to Jake Paul, and he was like, they're talking about the $10 million offer for MMA.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, after I beat him tomorrow, I think he'll be ready for that $10 million offer in MMA. He'll want to get some revenge against me.
Oh, well,
Yeah, he might have
that's
a
a
point.
moneymaker right there. Then, yeah,
So, but again, like
that's smart.
even MMA, like Jake Paul's is so much bigger. But I
Yeah.
think, but Nick Diaz might probably be able to put him in some kind of chokehold or armbar or something like that.
Here's what I believe. I believe that Nate Diaz believes 100% without a doubt he'll fuck him up in MMA, right? So I don't think Nate Diaz is even worried about losing to him in MMA. But what I did find interesting, and this was in their press conference, because I did hear about that too. It's like, hey, there's this $10 million offer out there. And I think a lot of times you are going to first wonder, is that even true, right? Because there could be rumors. But in
He
the
was
press...
he was on ESPN
Yeah.
saying it. He said it on ESPN.
But
today.
even more so, I seen a press conference with Nate Diaz, and so he's saying it right there to Nate Diaz's face. It's like, look, he's like, this bitch still hasn't took the $10 million. Like, oh,
He
he
said
was,
that?
oh, dude, he called him a pussy to his face.
what?
Oh yeah, he was going hard on Nate Diaz.
and
He
they was just
calling-
taking it.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
like something Nate
It's
would like
like-
explode on.
Yeah, he was trying to. Well, so he eventually gets there. I can tell you about that real quick. But so he was calling him pussy, bitch, all this stuff, and I'm just like, usually, yeah, he would have gotten up and thrown something at him already. But I think because he knows he's trying to get a rise out of him, he was just sitting there. He was like, you're a bully.
You know what he called him?
Yeah. He's got that. He's like, you're a bully, man. Like he's just kind of trolling him a little bit, right? But yeah. So finally, this there was a guy that was planted out there. One of the somebody that does interviews, obviously in the MMA world, right? They planted this guy in the audience. They think Jake Paul planted him there, and they called on him. And the last, about a month ago, he was talking shit on the Diaz family, what have you, right? So he gets up and he just says something disrespectful to Nate Diaz, and then that's what sets Nate Diaz off. So
Well, Jake, the Pauls in general are marketing geniuses.
yeah. So I'm looking forward. I really hope that would be I would be so sad if he loses to Jake Paul.
Just a real quick here to break in. The Royals just tied it up 4-4 in the
Nice.
top of the sixth. They're trying for that game.
And we got
7-1.
2 on. We got 2 on, 1 out.
Oh.
We just took the lead.
There you go.
He's in.
Yes,
Nice
sir.
transition with the real quicks there, Joe. It looks like we're already up to
6
the hour.
to 4.
The hour
6 to
is
4.
over. It's definitely over. We need to.
Anything
All
else
right.
on your UFC or
Oh yeah,
boxing?
yeah. We just did boxing. We haven't even touched UFC just yet. So we had, and these will be real quicks, anyways, right? Justin Gaethje just defeated Dustin Poirier for the baddest motherfucker title, which I think is kind of a joke, right? They have the
Is that what they called it?
Good
the
thing we have a
BMF
real
title,
quick
right?
on that.
It used to be Jorge Masvidal. It was him and Nate Diaz that had originally fought for it. That's who the belt was actually invented for, was for that fight originally. So now, anyways, it found its hands in. It's with Justin Gaethje now, right? So the exciting prospect of him, I think he's going to be definitely one of the champs in the coming year. Well, not one of the champs, the champ in his weight class. He broke his nose 13 years ago as a wrestler. Okay, so for 13 years he's been fighting with this broken nose where he hasn't been able to breathe properly. So anyone that knows boxing, any type of fighting sports, or any sports in general, they will tell you to try to conserve your energy, conserve your breath, breathe through the nose. When you breathe through the mouth, you get tired quicker, right? That's usually what you see out of fighters right before they get knocked out. They're moving around the ring. They got their mouth open. They're not breathing through their nose. So think about this. That was kind of his Achilles heel. He comes in like a wrecking ball, and he usually knocks his opponents out within the first 2 rounds, right? But when he does not, he becomes tired because he goes all out. His breathing's fucked up. Well, he had surgery after he lost his last title fight
Real quick.
to Charles Oliveira, right? And look out for this dude, because in his last 2 fights, he hasn't been getting tired. He's looked like he's fucking badass.
So who?
You guys are missing out.
So who is the next guy he's going to fight? Who's the next big fight for this guy?
He's fighting the winner of Islam Makachev or whatever the fuck his name is. The Islam guy. That's he's a huge underdog against him actually.
So who's the other?
But if Charles Oliveira wins that fight, hold on, he's fighting the winner of Charles Oliveira and he's fighting the winner of Islam.
Okay.
So he will be fighting for the title.
So is Bo Nichols in this guy's weight class?
Ooh, that's a good question. He is. I don't think so.
questions.
That's the only guy we
He
know,
might
man.
be. He
Bo
might be.
know. I
Dude, if
know
you
that's
gotta
the
go
only guy we
somewhere, go
know.
somewhere. Shit.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
trying to.
Okay, but no, is he in there?
Bo Nickel. Yeah, he's a middleweight, so
Probably not.
probably not. I think it's a little bit slightly different weight class. That's a good question though. But I don't. He's not going to see a title fight. He has probably 2 or 3 more fights before he even sees a title fight. But I just want to say this real quick. There you go. I think it's on my second one today, right? You said before, right? And I know you guys said that. Hey, man, I don't feel like they have the name recognition in the UFC, not like they used to, right?
Right. Yep.
And I think it just goes to we watched it more back then versus you don't watch it as much now, right? I won't go into this big thing, but I will tell you right now that the UFC by far is putting on more exciting fights than they've ever have. If you've watched it over the past year, right? So this last one we had Justin Gaethje versus Poirier. That was awesome. He beat him with a head kick. That's going to be on highlight reels for years to come. Pereira made his debut at light heavyweight against the former champ Ian Blachowicz. He came out victorious, so he's looking to take over that division. That's all I have for the UFC, other than there is one upcoming fight that is very exciting. It's going to be on the 18th. That's the next pay-per-view, and that is going to be Sugar Sean O'Malley. He is going to be fighting
Sugar Sean O'Malley.
Aljamain Sterling.
Is Sugar Shane O'Malley an Irish fighter?
Yes, he is.
Okay,
I don't know if he's from Ireland, though, but he claims the Irish heritage.
there you go. All right,
So-
Walt, you want to go ahead and finish us up with
Yeah,
real
let's go
quicks?
ahead and start up with the real quicks. Joe, you got a real quick?
Oh, so Bobby Witt Jr. just became the first player ever to have 20 home runs and 30 stolen bases in his first 2 seasons.
Ooh, way to go, buddy! My real quick, Aspen's, the
Bobby.
restaurant, had to shut down due to Jackson Mahomes' controversial behavior. According to the KC Star, Aspen's just couldn't keep it open because of all the negative press.
Said they lost 75% of their business.
That's unfortunate. Shout out to another podcast, the Big Modcast podcast. Mario out there. Shout out to them boys who subscribe to you, subscribe to us. We will collaborate with you sometime soon. Another local podcast. Real quick.
I got
Then-
one.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, is the Pac-12 done? It looks like it. Arizona and Colorado's come to the Big 12. It looks like Arizona State and Utah have both put in bids to be in the Big 12. Oregon and Stanford's going Big 10. Pac-12 is done.
JI, you got a quick?
I'm
Real
good.
quick. Real quick, the national women's soccer team, they started out beating Vietnam. Then they drew a draw with Portugal, 0-0. And their next game is on August 6th at 4 a.m. versus Sweden. Am I going to be watching it? No, I'm going to wake up at 4 in the morning to take a piss and go right back. But I heard there's going to be a lot of watch parties around the Kansas City area, and we broke the record for the most watched sports venue and such early in the morning from this last one. So good luck, women. I've been watching you, and it doesn't look like you're getting it all together. Hopefully you get it all together and win that World Cup.
I got the next one. Anthony Davis signs for 3 years, $186 million. If you do the math, that's $62 million a year, which is the biggest annual contract. Is it not?
I'm just laughing that he got that contract.
Yeah.
I was
like, is my math wrong? Is my math wrong?
I was shocked. The first image that popped into my head when I heard that, for whatever reason, was when Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal couldn't stop laughing when he was being pushed out of the Staples Center in a wheelchair because he said he felt wobbly. So that pops into mind. I'm like, they gave that guy a...
If Anthony Davis can stay on the
3
court,
years?
he's worth it. He's a baller, but he is hurt a lot.
That's what I'm saying. That was a bad investment. And I hate saying that about anyone, but...
All right.
Ugh.
One more. Or wait.
I got
Okay.
another real
Okay. So this is my last real quick. Lil Wayne the new face, the new
saw
host
that.
on with
That
Skip
can't be
Bayless?
true.
And does he know sports at all? Has
I
Dwayne
don't,
talk sports?
I don't know. Has he ever talked about sports?
He knows the piece. So he's a huge Green Bay Packers fan. That's all I know. So he's a huge Aaron Rodgers Green Bay Packers fan. Anytime I've ever seen him come on, all they did was talk about the Packers. They maybe talked a little bit of basketball, but his knowledge seemed limited, in my opinion.
Joe. So there's an Iowa betting scandal. The Iowa State football team and the Iowa football team both have players caught up in this. They're betting on their own games, and man, that's a bad.
Iowa State's main quarterback, which was pretty
Was it
much
their
their whole
quarterback?
entire team. Yeah, their quarterback. He is done. So Rock Chalk Jayhawk, we're gonna run all over them because they have nothing left.
Yeah, they might be going to jail.
Yeah.
I have it real quick. So my sources say that it's going to be Richard Sherman and not Lil Wayne.
Well, my sources say that it's Lil Wayne as far as a guest until they find
a
an
new one.
actual host.
I did see that today.
Yeah.
I got one more.
One more.
KU in Puerto Rico. KU basketball. They pretty much stomped on the team they played. But it was, hey, KU basketball. You gotta love it.
Yeah, I fucking missed it. I don't know where I can watch it, and
It was like it was on streaming, like the KU Athletic Stream or whatever. I don't know.
that's
It was not no. It was on an ESPN or anything like that.
All right. Any last takes? I have nothing else.
I think we did all.
Hey,
the
I have
regular
one.
TI.
I have one last real quick. You know how they used to call it the Boston Garden? You heard right? Do you know they call it now the TD Bank Garden? Fucking ridiculous.
It's about money. It's
A
about
fucking
money.
sponsor.
Money, bro. Just
I
like,
was like, dude, there's a
Arrowhead is
history
now-
with the Boston Garden.
Geha. It's Geha.
Yeah,
No, no.
same feelings there. Fuck that
Geha,
shit.
yeah, Arrowhead, or was it Arrowhead?
Yeah.
It's the Jihad Stadium at
Yeah,
Arrowhead, or
Yeah, Geha.
Yeah,
Geha Stadium.
whatever. We always gonna call it Arrowhead, and I'm always gonna call it Sandstone.
yeah.
That's another one. It's always gonna
been
be Sandstone.
It's been like 10 different things.
Yes,
Since Sandstone.
it's been Sprint, Verizon. It's been Horde Out.
Yeah, it has. Most definitely.
All right, there you have it. This is the Ad Astra Boys. This was another episode. Thank you for joining us. Be sure to comment for anything that we had here. Be looking out for our reels, whatever. All right, there you have it, man. Thanks for joining us. See you suckers later. Sucker!